Elon Musk once said that one day Tesla will be worth more than Apple and Saudi Aramco combined. And I've already made a video about this and you guys can check the video over here. But in today's video, we're going to do an update on that, including all mega stocks. That includes Amazon, Alphabet, Nvidia, obviously Apple and Aramco and Alphabet. So it's absolutely going to be a sheesh video. And we're going to compare to see whose valuation, because that's the important part here, the valuation is going to be more than everybody else and by what year. So this video is going to get really spicy, and yes, there's going to be a lot of sheesh moments. So without further ado, let's get down to the video. All I ask in return is a like and subscribe if you haven't already, man. Let's go. If you guys been watching me for some time, then you guys already know this chart. It's a very detailed chart, but it outlines everything in a simple way. If you guys would like a detailed explanation of this chart, check out this video, because if I do it now, it's gonna take, the video is gonna be about 20-30 minutes long, and obviously I don't want it to be that long, but check out this video. It's when Tesla's gonna do a stock split, so it's also very juicy. But nonetheless, if you guys take a look at this, it's extremely simple and easy to understand. The only thing that I would recommend you guys check out that video first for the explanation is how I did it by, like, for example, energy and the leasing and the services, all that good stuff, how I did it, what percentage did I grow it on a yearly basis. So if you guys want to know that, if not, let's continue, man. So let's first go ahead and figure out the deliveries year over year. Now in the previous videos, I put 2023 at 1.8, but this time, if you guys didn't watch the Q2 delivery update that I made, well then, man, what are you doing, man? Check that video out. I mean, it's extremely bullish. Over 450,000 vehicles being delivered in Q2. I mean, it's a prediction, obviously. Still, I mean, that's really good. That's more than my previous prediction. So shout out to Tesla Shanghai for killing it, man. Really good stuff. Sheesh. So what I'll do in 2023, instead of putting 1.8 as I did usual, I'll do 1.85. After we do all that, if I scroll down here, you guys will see Apple stock all the way down to Microsoft stock, all the way to their market caps as well. We're going to compare once we do the PEs, so it's going to be a very spicy video. So anyways, let's get down to business. So 2023, I put 1.85 million vehicles going to be delivered. I know in the Q2 delivery update that I did, it's more closer to 1.9, but again, we have to stay conservative. We don't want to jump the gun, because then that'll cause disappointment. And as an investor, I'd rather not jump the gun. And sometimes it's fun to jump the gun just to see what it could be. But then when it comes to actual numbers and you actually want to see that number and it doesn't, it's a little bit disappointing, even though it's a record. But hey, always want to stay conservative in everything. So 1.85 million vehicles being delivered with a 45,000 average selling price with every vehicle, because this is end of 2023. And bam, look at all that numbers come in. I just flippin' love it. We have 18.8% as a vehicle gross margins. If you guys recall, in Q1 of 2023, it was 18.3%. So really 18.8%, depending if they don't do any more price cuts. I know they're increasing prices now, so that's why I'm saying 18.8%. So anyways, with that, we got a total vehicle revenue of $83.25 billion and a net income over almost reaching $16 billion. FSD Global revenue and profits, will do it without it for the first time. Then we'll go back and add it based on the numbers that I did. So that's going to be very interesting to see how much value it's going to give Tesla. What kind of a jump is going to give to Tesla. It's going to be absolutely flippin' awesome. Nonetheless, end of this year, over $102 billion, almost reaching $103 billion in total revenue. We have a net income gap of over $11 billion, operating margin of 11.6%. I mean, better than 11.2%, but it shows that we've bottomed. Then we got net income gap of almost reaching 13. Wow, it's actually more than last year. Whoa, look at the EPS from 358 last year to 368. And all they have to do is 1.85. If they do 1.8, as we usually said, it'll be less than last year, as well as the EPS by 2 cents. So that's amazing. If they can do 1.85 and they have a vehicle gross margin of 18.8%, that's it. It's good to go, man. That's a sheesh moment right there. Sheesh. But wow, that's really good. We're staying conservative, but yet we're getting great numbers. We're getting a beat from last year. So that is extremely bullish. Now, let's just go ahead and add the entire deliveries for every single year. So all the numbers will pop out like magically. If you guys are ready, smash the like button. So in 2024, I said from 2023 to 2024, again, conservative approach of 35% growth. That would give us almost 2.5 million vehicle deliveries. Then in 2025, another 35% over, almost reaching 3.4 million deliveries. 35% again in 2026, 4.5 million deliveries. 2027, again, another 35% on top of that, over 6.1 million deliveries. This is where ARK was saying they're gonna do about 10 million in the bear case. So I hope they do that, but 6.2 is what I'm gonna say. In 2028, another 35% growth year over year. That's about 8.3 million vehicles. 2029, I reduced it down to 30%. Again, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but 30%, that'll give us over 10.7 million vehicle deliveries. Again, another 30% growth year over year. Over 14 million vehicles. Most likely, they're going to do between 13 to 14 million vehicle in deliveries in 2030. And I know most of you guys are going to say, no, man, they're going to do 20 million. Again, take everything that I do with a grain of salt, but also you got to know that scaling to 20 million is going to be very hard. It's not going to be easy. I think they will do it, but not by 2030. I'm saying 2032 is probably going to be the year that they're going to do 20 million. Because think about it, guys. Nothing ever goes according to plan. And if they do, maybe they'll do 20 million in 2031. If they do 20 million vehicles in 2030, that's going to be a ridiculous day for Tesla. That's going to be just, it's going to be mind-blowing. It's going to be crazy. But looking at it in a realistic way, guys, you have to understand that sometimes there's a black swan event, right? For example, the COVID thing. Who knows? We may have another pandemic in 2028. Maybe China invades Taiwan. What's going to happen to all that production in China when all these geopolitics and government decide to ban China doing things like what happened in Russia? You know what I mean? All these companies pulled out and stuff. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe a gigafactory gets delayed for a year or two. That's going to set them back. So you know, you're going to put all these factors into play so you don't become disappointed when they don't do what they say, which is 20 million by 2030. So I'm saying 20 million by 2032. And actually 14 million is actually not bad, but I'm still sticking between my 13.6 million deliveries in 2030. But nonetheless, all depends what this year they're going to do, and it projects as we go forward, because we got the compact car coming, we got the minivan coming, and I'm sure there's going to be something else after that, half that price of that. And that's why I was giving it a high growth year over year of 30%. Most of you guys would go like 50%. Well, if you do 50%, that'll be close to 20 million by 2027, 2028. So again, not really realistic. They have to already have 2 new additional factories now to do that, but they don't. But they're working on it with Giga Mexico, and I really think Gigafactory Indonesia is going to be the next one. People are saying South Korea, or even some Thailand. Some people are saying Japan. Geopolitically, I think Indonesia is the best. If something cracks down with China and Taiwan, nothing can really interrupt Indonesia. But South Korea, they have North Korea to worry about. Japan, China, Thailand is also safe as well, you could say. So my money is on Indonesia or even India. So let's see what will happen. Anyways, not to get carried away, vehicle average sales. 2023 was 45,000, 24 increased to 48,000 because of the Cybertruck. Then we got 47, 45, 42, 40, 38, and 36,000 as the years go on, thanks to the compact car. Could be less actually. But this decline, I think, is respectable. Moving forward, you can see all these numbers. I mean, gross profits, 20%, and it keeps going up all the way to 29% to 2030. I think it gets a little bit conservative to be, if you ask me, but again, staying conservative. We got Tesla Energy almost reaching the 200 billions with a total profit of $43 billion, which is pretty nice. Then we got a total revenue here of $730 billion and a net income, non-GAAP, because we go based on non-GAAP with the EPS, is over $192 billion. Sheesh, that's why I'm going all in into Tesla stock, man, I swear. And this is without the FSD. We're going to add it on later. Right now, let's go ahead and find the PE and compare it. Get the stock price and evaluation and compare it to the rest of them. If you guys are ready, then smash that like button, man. It's going to get really exciting. Let's go. Starting off with 2023. Right now, the stock price is literally edging the 260s. I mean, that's my price target for this year, 260. But I'm not looking at what the stock price would be now. I'm looking at what the stock price on the average would be for 2023. So by end of 2023, if they do 1.85 million vehicle deliveries, and if they do over $12.5 billion in non-GAAP income, which would be a beat from last year, which will be absolutely incredible despite how aggressively Tesla did price cuts this year, it's an extremely bull sign. And I could probably see the PE go as high as flipping 80, man. And that will be a stock price of 200, almost reaching $300 per share, and this could actually happen, but I'm not taking what the highest would be this year or every year. I'm saying the average, and I think a 65 PE would make sense. Most likely we'll end off the year with almost 300. To be honest, the way how things are going, maybe. But to keep things on the average and stay conservative, a 65 PE, I think we could see that. And that would give us a stock price of $239 per share and a market cap of $700, almost $80 billion. So that's absolutely crazy. Let's compare it to the rest of them. Let's see who they're beating. Oh, nobody. Bruh. And look at the valuation, right? Don't look at their stock price. We care more about valuation here. So we have Apple almost over 2.8 trillion. Then we have Aramco over 1.7 trillion. Nvidia over 900 billion. We have Amazon almost reaching 1.3 trillion. We have Alphabet stock almost reaching 1.7 trillion. And we have Microsoft over 2.4 trillion. If you guys want to know how I got these numbers, here are where I got these numbers. Take a minute, take a pause, look at it, how I got these numbers. I did do some research here and there, gave it a conservative rate as well, just like how I did here with Tesla. And that's how I got these numbers every year up until 2030. This is this year. Let's see what 2024 is going to be. In 2024, I'm going to give it a PE of 60, and we get a stock price of $376 per share and a market cap over $1.2 trillion. That's like a 40% growth. Let's compare it. Apple, almost 3 trillion. Wow, that's insane. And then we have Aramco, almost 1.7 trillion, and going down in valuation. I think you all know why. Nvidia, 1.5 trillion. That's insane. Then 1.6 trillion for Amazon, Alphabet, 1.9, 2.8, almost reaching 3 trillion for Microsoft. Wow. Nobody. Still not beating nobody yet. But let's see what 2025 has to say. I'm going to give 2025 a PE of 55. Comment down below if you guys agree. Most likely in 2025, when we're in the middle of a bull market, it's gonna probably be in the 60s. But 55 PE would give us a stock price of $565 per share, a market cap over 1.8 trillion. Look at that. It's beating Nvidia. Woo! Beating Nvidia, man. A market cap of almost 1.6 trillion. Tesla's beating them at a market cap of 1.8 trillion. That is a sheesh moment. Let's see who else Tesla's gonna beat in 2026. I'm gonna give it a 50 PE. That would give us a stock price of $784 per share, a market cap over $2.5 trillion. Now we're in the 2 trillions. The beauty about Tesla stock is that yes, it hits the hardest in like a bear market, but it also roars the hardest in a flippin' bull market as we're witnessing right now. So really, we could see Tesla doubling and tripling as the years go on, especially when they continue growing the revenues and profits. It's gonna be a sheesh moment, that's all I gotta say. But in 2026, Apple over 3 trillion. Oh, look at that, Aramco reaching 2 trillion. Tesla is now valued more than Aramco in 2026. Will this happen? Nobody knows. It's just a prediction and a prediction alone. But 2026, okay, who else is gonna be? Okay, still beating Nvidia. Sheesh. Tesla is beating Google, beating Alphabet. Oh, just by $3 billion. That's absolutely insane. We still gotta beat Apple though. I mean, Elon did say Apple and Aramco combined. So right now, if you combine Apple and Aramco, it's about 5 trillion. Can Tesla do 5 trillion? Let's see, 2027, PE of 45. That would give us a stock price of almost 1,000. And again, this stock prediction, guys, does not include robotaxi. It does not include superchargers. It doesn't include any of those. It's just what, because I can't figure out what robotaxi is going to do. And then who knows, 2027 may be some years when the bot can actually come into play. But again, I don't know. No, I don't know how to calculate these. These are pure speculation. I know ARK said that by 2027 it's going to be 2,000, so we're literally halfway. And majority of that is her robotaxi valuation. I just don't know how she got that valuation. If you guys know how to do it, please comment down below. I like to learn. I would like to know so I can add it here as well. So this is just only going based on vehicles, energy, FSD in the US only, and we'll do FSD globally in a bit as well, and services. That's it. That is it. And services doesn't include supercharging stations. So that is all I'm going with. And yet we're still getting crazy numbers. We're getting numbers and valuations more than flipping Alphabet, more than flipping Nvidia, more than flipping Aramco. Who's next? Let's figure out. In 2028, I give it a PE of 40 here. Now imagine Tesla stock in 2028. They're still growing 20-30%. You think a 40 PE makes sense? I don't think so, but I'm going to let you guys figure this part out for yourselves. I'm going to give it a 40 PE. That will give us a stock price of $12.15 per share. A market cap close to 4 trillion. Whoa, look at that. We beat Apple. In 2028, Tesla is valued more than Apple. Will this actually happen? We got to wait till 2028, but guys, my friends, my girls, my gals, my viewers, we got to wait till 2020 flippin' 8. But that's insane. If we could get close to 4 trillion, that beats Apple's valuation by 100 billion. That's crazy. We're also beating Aramco. We're also beating Nvidia still. Amazon. We're beating Amazon now. We're all beating Alphabet. Ooh, we're not beating Microsoft. We're not beating Microsoft. Let's see. Can we beat Microsoft in 2028? I gave it a PE of 35 for Tesla here. Again, this is conservative. Around 2028, still could be in the 40s, mid 40s or even 50s. That would give us a stock price of $14.36 and a market cap almost reaching $4.7 trillion, beating everybody, even flipping Microsoft. That's in flipping saying, guys. That is a sheesh moment. But again, Elon said Aramco and Apple combined. So if we combine the valuation of Aramco and Apple, that is a valuation of $6.6 trillion. We're at 4.6. So we're not combining that yet, but we still have 2030. Let's see if 2030 is going to happen. I gave 2030 a 30 PE. Now again, Tesla, around this time, the FSD is going to go berserk. Robot taxis are going to be flipping everywhere. The bot's going to make more of an appearance. I mean, probably the bot's going to be around at that time. A 30 PE does not make sense around that time. A 50 PE would make sense, or a 40, 45. But staying conservative, at 30 PE, that will give us a stock price of $16.36, a market cap over $5.3 trillion. So Tesla did hit 5 trillion valuation in 2030, but still not beating Aramco or Apple in their valuation. Let's combine them together. That's about over $7 billion. Tesla is $1.6 trillion off. But wait, we are not done yet. Let's add the FSD Global, again with the snap of a finger, because Tesla can do that with one software update once FSD is fully solved. And let's see how that'll impact the stock. If you guys are ready for this, then why isn't that like button smash? Why isn't that subscription button smash, man? Come on. Let's go. So obviously the numbers that I got for FSD Global revenue and profits, I didn't pull them right out of my ass. I did some research on it. And if you guys want to check out the research, here is how I did it. And I took it from the bear case. So you guys already know that I'm staying conservative with this FSD Global revenue and profits. Again, guys, you guys can pause it here and see how I got this information. Let's move forward here. And I stated here that the first FSD Global revenue and profits is going to start in 2025. That will mean developing countries like all of North America, all of, Europe, Australia, some Asian countries, Dubai, because Dubai, I think, although that's a city, I think that's going to be the first city in the world to accept and approve Tesla's full self-driving, maybe in a year or two. Let's see what's going to happen. But that's my bet. If you guys been to Dubai, you guys already know what I mean. But if you guys haven't, man, full self-driving, they're already advertising it there. And it's a Tesla. Can you guys believe that? Anyways, that's for a separate video. Let's go ahead with 2025. Stock price is $5.65 per share and a market cap of over 1.8 trillion. Look at that. Stock price of $6.15 and a market cap over 2 trillion. That's flippin' insane. The difference here, guys, is we are beating Aramco and Nvidia's. Before it was just Nvidia. So that's insane. Let's move on to 2026. And obviously, this is more of an exponential growth because Tesla has more vehicles on the road. So this one software update you got to do, again, with the snap of a finger, really it's just the more vehicles they have out there, the more FSD will be available to consumers. So literally, it's instant money printer for Tesla. And that's why having more Teslas on the road is very smart, even with a reduced price. I am down with that. Okay, 2026. It's $784 per share, market cap of over 2.5 trillion. Bam. Now it's 856 and a market cap almost 2.8 trillion. And look at that, guys. We are beating Amazon. Before we weren't beating Amazon. So now we're beating Aramco, Nvidia, and Amazon with this. Let's move on to 2027. 980 stock price, 3.2 trillion in market cap without FSD. With FSD, $1,100 per share and a market cap of $3.5 trillion. We are literally tailing Apple so close. We've beaten Aramco, we've beaten Nvidia, we've beaten Amazon. Now we're beating Alphabet. Actually, we've beaten Alphabet last year. Sheesh. And we're not done yet. Let's move on to 2028, man. The stock price before the FSD is $12.15 per share and a market cap almost reaching 4 trillion. That's added. And now it's $13.55 and a market cap over $4.4 trillion, beating literally everybody. This is the power of FSD. And mind you guys, once FSD comes into play, the PE is gonna be easily in the 50s and 60s, like 50% more than what it is now. It's gonna be in flippin' insane once Wall Street realizes that, man, they have millions of vehicles around the road in 2028 or 2027, and now FSD is solved, and now all they have to do is just make the software update, or they're already doing it, and they're just making money. This deserves a higher valuation, hence the PE will rise. So before the PE is just being conservative, even with all this stuff, to be honest with you. But let's see 2029, what that has in store for us. So right now, stock price is 1436, market cap almost reaching 4.7 without FSD. With FSD, 1621, and a market cap of 5.3 trillion almost, beating everybody. Apple and Aramco combined together is 6.7 trillion. Tesla is literally 1.4, 1.5 away from that. So we are very close. Can 2030 be the case? Let's see. Moment of truth, guys. Right now it's 1636, market cap of 5.3 trillion. Let's add it. 1872 bucks per share and a market cap over 6.1 trillion. Let's add Apple and Aramco together. 7 trillion. We are 900 billion away. We are so close to combined. We're so close. This is so much fun, man. But hold on, we are not done yet, guys, because 30 PE by 2030 with all this happening is too low. So again, we are $900 billion off in 2030 to match Apple and Aramco combined. Let's see what 35 PE has in store for us. That's it. We are done. Tesla needs to have $773 billion in revenue and a net income almost reaching $220 billion in non-GAAP with a PE of 35 or an EPS of 62.42, multiply that by a 35 multiple. That's all you need to be worth more than Aramco and Apple combined by 2030. That's insane. Actually, not even 35, 34.5, not even 35, 34.5 PE. And if they're doing the bot, if robotaxi is coming and FSD Global is happening and energy is going crazy and they're doing about 14 million vehicles in 2030 and they're projected to do 18 next year, which is 2031, and 22 million in 2032, then this could be a 40 PE. Could even go to a 50 PE, 10 trillion valuation. Okay, maybe 50 PE is being overstretched with a huge market cap like that. Let's just say 40. 8 trillion, 8.1 trillion, 2,500 bucks per share, bro. That is flippin' insane. But again, guys, I mean, this is only a prediction and a prediction alone. And again, I'm not being bearish on the other stocks. The majority of the stocks are doing really well. I mean, Microsoft, Google, Apple, Amazon, even Aramco is saying they're going to do good by 2030. So I'm not being bearish. Now, obviously, AI is coming, and we know Microsoft and Nvidia and Google, they have strong AI leads. So depending how AI can accelerate these guys to new heights, that's when we will find out when they will be worth a whole lot more. But right now, I'm just going based on an average about, 10, 20, sometimes even 25% rate of growth year over year. But Tesla is the most detailed here because we have the numbers. We could do it. We have a projection, and obviously I'm all in on Tesla stock. So the research that I do on Tesla is crazy. It's very depth. So there you guys have it. Tesla needs almost 800 billion in revenue and a total net income of $220 billion with a PE of 34.5 to be not only the world's most valued company, but to be valued more than Apple valuation and Saudi valuation combined together. That's what they need, and we could get that by 2030. We didn't even reach 20 million vehicles. So that's absolutely flippin' insane. But guys, comment down below. I want to know what you guys think. When do you guys think Tesla will become the world's most valued company? And when do you think Tesla will surpass Saudi Aramco and Apple's valuation combined together? I am very, very curious to know. So comment down below. Very curious to know. And let's take things step by step. Check out the Q2 updated version deliveries for Tesla. We're gonna get it next month anyways, but here's my prediction. And guys, become a channel member, join the gang. Later I have some cool things coming, so stay tuned for that. And subscribe, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya!